Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap yourselves in. It's time for your Tilton Talk Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 United 6:30, welcome to the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Raw Sports, principal sponsor of Birmingham City FC. Where do I start? Where do we start? 5 at the back against 10 men simply isn't good enough. Paul Hipkiss. I'm not even going to introduce a team tonight, Paul. Right? I'm not. I want to go straight into this, mate, because this is not good enough.
It was pathetic, Nick. It really was. He made the substitution he should have made, in my opinion, anyway, with about 2 minutes to go when we were 1-0 down. You know, he brings Maxime Colin off and he brings Cosgrove on. I'm not saying it's Cosgrove who should have came on, but at least bring an attacking player on, you know, or a midfielder on, and take advantage of the extra man. We just did not do that at all, and you never would have known that they had 10 men for 80 minutes. It was just so...
80 minutes, so Paul. 80 minutes, mate. 80 minutes, 10 men. Right, that's like 1/11 of your capacity has been incapacitated, right? And we still play 5 at the back, and we don't do anything about it. Here we go, positives, lads. Get on there, son, and go and get some goals so Chris can shave his beard off.
Yeah. It felt like we were fearing the opposition for most of the game, and they were the team with 10 men, and we played like we were the team with 10 men, and they carried on playing like they had 11. It was just absolutely bizarre. It really was, and every time one of our players got the ball, to me, they were looking, you know, the only option they had was backwards all the time, backwards, and never.
Yeah, because you've got 5 at the back, you can't play it forward when you've got 5 at the back.
Even when Plachetta and, Williams on the flanks, who did ever so well, by the way, before, I don't know why he was taken off, because he was doing really well. You know, if a game ever screamed out for 4-4-2, then that was it. And I think in hindsight, we'd have gone on and done a lot better if we'd have done that. But obviously, John Eustace is the manager. He's in the dugout and I'm in the stands, and maybe there's a reason for that. But, you know, at the end of the day, the people sat around me, everybody was saying we don't need 5 at the back. We don't need to do this. You know, why are we doing this? You'd never think that they got 10 men. And, you know, and I even called it, you know, 5 minutes before they scored. I said, I can see them nicking this, you know. I can see them nicking this. And the way we've sort of treated the game here, the way we've dealt with this game, since they've gone down to 10 men, we probably deserve it, you know, because we haven't really showed any ambition to beat the opposition whatsoever, you know, and it was all too little too late in the second half once we started to create the odd chance here and there. It was just never, you know, did their keeper make one? I think they had one cleared off the line right at the end from Cosgrove.
Yeah, right then.
I don't remember their keeper even getting his gloves warm.
2 shots on goal, apparently, so Mark was saying before the show started. 2 shots on goal, 90 minutes, 2 shots on goal.
And
That's one of them. That's one of them, Sanderson.
5 shots in 5 hours of football now. 5 shots on target in 5 hours.
And this is my problem, Alan, with this formation. I hate it with a passion, and this is why.
Yeah.
Because you're showing the opposition too much respect. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And every time we're even showing 10 men too much respect.
Yeah. And every time we had the ball, you know, a chance to cross, it just wasn't taken. It was pathetic.
Yeah.
Certain people coming off the bench should hang their heads to be classed as professional football.
One of our best managers in the last 5 years, in my opinion, was Gary Monk, right? And he never, ever feared the opposition. He'd always go for the win all the time. You know, even if there's 5 minutes to go and it's 1-1, you know, he'd still go for it. He'd never sit back and defend. He'd always go for the win. That's why we got quite a few. We scored a lot of goals under his management, and that's why.
It's very bizarre. I mean, to be honest, Paul, I can't believe that was the same side that held Watford, because, you know, we should be absolutely buzzing. But it was nothing like that. It was so bizarre. It's untrue. It's just feeble. It was timid. It was pathetic. Real waste of a game.
Do you think, right, team? Here's one thought. Sorry, Craig. I'll just ask this question. It comes straight in, brother. I promise you. Do you think it's because there's next to nobody in the stadium on the lower sides that you know, you can't act up and you can't play up to the fans that aren't there?
You could play in Senelys Park and it wouldn't make any difference. Alan,
you've seen us against Fulham, right? You've seen us against Ipswich. You've seen us against Wet Spam, right? You saw us against the Villa in the quarter-final. We had full houses, right? And the place was rocking, the team was rocking, the fans were rocking, and you were going home happy for a change.
But with respect, Nick, I've also seen the last 10 years of league matches where the ground is half empty.
I know,
all the time,
I know, mate. I know.
And it hasn't made any. I'm thinking of the 4-0 against Sheffield Wednesday when what's his name made his debut.
Lingard,
there was 3 men and a dog in those seats, and I was one of the dogs.
Yeah, and I was.
And we wiped the floor.
I was holding your leads.
Wonderful. Equally, I've seen us play with generous crowds, shall we say, and our wonderful opponents from Saturday. I took my mate from down here. We had a day's golf, and we went to watch us play Wigan on the night, and we lost 1-0 from a Dan Burn header. Right, that's how crap we were.
Yeah,
and it's just endemic in the club now. The attitude, I watch, because I'm out of the loop. I watch devotedly every snatch of information that comes out of that club. The manager's pre-match talk, the post-match talk, the players this, and you get the same thing. And then might as well just put the same video on. We've got to take some positives. What positives can you take out of getting beat 1-0 by Wigans 10 bloody men? Excuse my
Wigan pathetic.
I can accept losing if, maybe if they got a smash and grab and we'd had something like 28 attempts on goal, which we should be doing against 10 men, and 15 on target. And I remember us doing it to Brentford first game of the season. I know we never had 10 men, but we had one. When Christian Pedersen scored that header,
I
think we had 1 attempt on goal, and they had about 19, and we won 1-0. And that's football sometimes.
Yeah,
I can accept losing if they've left everything on the pitch and had a go. And I'm not saying the effort wasn't there. It was just the way we were shaped up. The way we were shaped up, even against 11 men, in my opinion, is completely wrong. I absolutely hate that formation, and I've said it on here before. And these are the reasons why I hate it, because it just doesn't show any ambition to win the game, in my opinion.
No.
You might as well just get everybody's car out the car park and put it in front of the goal.
Mr. Eustace, listen, because the fans are speaking. Now, we get criticised sometimes on this show, right, for not criticising enough. I think we criticise plenty. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. Yeah. But now, at the moment, right, it is wrong. Listen, think, and do something about it, Mr. Fixer.
To be controversial on this point, we've also got to give credit to Wigan, because when they lost that player, they didn't lose heart. In fact, it was almost as though they got that 12th man come onto the pitch, let alone going down to 10. And that change they made, bringing the lad on that he plays in both midfield and defence, and he covered every blade of grass on the pitch when he came on, was, it's credit to them. And also, I look at it this way, before the sending off, yes, we had a couple of opportunities, but actually, arguably, we still didn't put anything going forwards. But have we realistically got a team that we could play 4-4-2? Because we haven't got a natural left back. Colin, for me, blows hot and cold, and I wouldn't, I like the way he goes forwards, but then he doesn't track back. Plaheta, he needs to be on that wing. He needs to be cutting in more, but also he needs to cross the ball more. He beat himself more times than he beat the defender on Saturday. And Lico,
he's up there with Czech Endoy for me in the all-time worst 11 on the left. I'll put him on the left.
Hello.
Leave him there.
We've got some agreement at last.
Yeah,
I mean, Lico. For a professional player like Lico, supposedly professional. I don't mean to slate him, but to first 2 touches to sort of run the ball out of play, crying out for a cross.
Yeah.
If I was Non-Eaton Borough's manager, and no disrespect to Non-Eaton Borough, and my chief scout recommended him, I'd sack him.
Steve,
that is real strong words, Alan. That is proper strong words.
And it ain't personal. I love that, as Paul has already intimated, he's got that shirt on. Go and do it for me, boy. Yeah. Go and do it. But the fact is that he's not good enough, unfortunately.
And he's had chance after chance after chance.
That's right. He's had, he's played 40 games for us in 2 seasons. He played 30 for Charlton last year, and he scored 4 goals. Only one of those for us. That's 80 games, close enough. 4 goals, no assists. What does that tell you?
It tells you an awful lot, Alan.
It does.
All right, okay. So why is he employed? Who's employed him? No, I'm not disrespecting the guy either, right? But if that's his club record, 80 games, was it 4 goals? Did you say
4 goals? He got 3 for Charlton last year and 1 for us this year.
What's he doing in the blue shirt?
That's where we're at. That's where we're shopping.
That's exactly, Paul. That's where we're at. We have to play somebody of his limited ability in our squad because we haven't got anything better at the moment.
I've got to say,
the sad state of affairs. We got rid of a quality player-ish. He wasn't our top midfielder. We had to sell him, and we put 3 teenagers in. Now, we can hope that they become great players in the future, and possibly they will. But right here and now, that's not what we need. They're not Bellingham's, none of the lads. They're all promising. They've all got prospects, but they ain't a Bellingham.
No, the one who is, though. I mean.
No one ever. No, that's right. No one is.
Hey, I've got to say, Josh Williams impressed me before he was taken off. Why on earth that lad was taken off is beyond me. And I even said to the people around me and my dad as well, go 4-4-2, put Williams right mid, code him right back. I had every trust in Sanderson and trusted to play as a pair, and bring George Friend on and put him left back. And then go left mid, and in the middle I'd have had Bacuna and with Bacuna I probably would have had George Hall as well. You don't need a holding midfielder against 10 men either.
Paul, in hindsight, Paul, that's all well and good, but what the hell are we going to do going forward? Right, you can't talk about the Wigan game now. It's gone, and we've got beat 1-0 against 10 men, 5 at the back. Right, what are we going to do going forward to change what is going on now?
We don't go forward.
No. Can I just quickly go through a few of the comments before I lose them? Going down 10 men after 10 minutes did them a favour, in my honest opinion. Please tell me, what does Deeney actually do for us? He's got dead legs. Troy Deeney's not good enough, says Nicholas Wellsbury. Taylor didn't want us when we wanted him, enough said. Michael Wood says you've been a bit harsh as well, Mr. Chairman. Everyone at the club loves him. Who's right? Who's wrong?
Loves who?
You
everybody loves
decide.
Who? Everybody loves who?
It's just about Lecco, isn't it?
Yeah, about Lecco, yeah.
Yeah, but I think for me, Deeney, it doesn't matter. You could have Deeney up there, you could have Ronaldo up there, you could have Harry Kane up there, you could have Harden up there.
There's no service.
The way we play, it doesn't matter who's up there. It doesn't matter.
No creativity.
Can I just put a scenario? Can you imagine if Troy had a load of sort of threaded through balls to run onto? He'd finish 9 out of 10.
Absolutely. Yeah,
you don't lose the finishing.
Hogan would as well. Hogan can score goals as well. Hogan loves that diagonal ball into the box. He scored loads of goals.
The Duke will get on.
Yeah. Well,
Troy's the best finisher at the club. He just hasn't had the service.
No. There's too much negativity around Troy Deeney at the moment. There's
absolutely,
for me, being used as a scapegoat for the performances of the whole team. It's not just one, it's the whole team. So, I look at it this way. Ruddy's the best man on the field, but he's still conceding. So, he's conceding because the people in front of him can't do the job, or just don't seem motivated. And I don't know what it is. Paul, we said before we come on air, why do we go to the Blues? And your comment of the badge is what every fan for me also goes to the game for. Yeah.
But for me,
Craig, and the bad times.
To go on a Saturday for me, right, I lose a day at work, right? So I lose a day's wages, yeah? And then it's £45 probably in petrol to get to Birmingham and back to here, right? And then, of course, it's your entrance fee, you 16 pints of lager. No, not really.
Yeah.
17.
Before the game.
It's 100 quid gone.
Yeah.
It's £100 gone as a round trip. You know, especially if my kids are with me. You know, they always expect your dad to get a beer and a McDonald's on the way back and all that. Yeah, £100 gone.
And it's only going to get worse as well with the way things go.
Right. So the question I asked, right, and I know, Paul, you said the badge, but the question that I asked before the show kicked off was, what is it going to take for me to go back to every single Birmingham City game, lose that money? I couldn't care about the money. I've never cared about it in my life, not ever. Right? What's it going to?
There's two things for me. There's two. I nearly never renewed in the summer. I thought about it long and hard, and you know.
Sorry, guys, just broke a nail. I'm just going to have to deal with this.
Probably at the moment, there's probably more reasons not to renew than to renew. But there's two things for me that kept me going. One is obviously the badge on the shirt. You know, I'll always support whoever's wearing the badge on the shirt, and also, you know, my dad's 72 years old now. You know, quality time with my dad as well. You know, that's that.
No, I get it, Paul. Right, my dad was 83 when he passed away. I get it. I get it.
And also the people around us as well. You know, we've got great people sitting around us in club class as well. You know, and you know, the few before the football kicks off, it's a good day out.
It's people you see you don't see outside of, you know, you only see them down the road.
Course, yeah.
The best, everything about the day out is good apart from the football.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was.
And if anyone from the club is listening to this, that needs to change. It needs to change quickly because I'm not going to put up with this much longer. It's been 10 years now of this, really.
Paul, if you're losing a supporter like myself, Paul, right? Who used to hang on, listen. Who used to iron all my mates' shirts when I was in the army in 1979 for £3 a week, so that I could travel and go and watch Birmingham City play wherever they were playing, up and down this country, and do 2 paper rounds at 14, and that money never went on fags and sweets or anything else, mate. It went on going to the Blues. It was everything to me. It was my life. It was my passion. It was my blood. It was my family, my forefathers, my children, my uncles, aunties, cousins, you name it. It was everything to me. And now I genuinely feel like I can't be bothered to go on a Saturday.
Mark, you wanted to come in, Mark? No,
I was just going to say, you know, I missed the because I was poorly I had COVID for the Watford game, so I missed that one.
Yeah.
I know it sounds no, hear me out. I know it sounds really corny, but just missing the game, it was doing my head in just not being there. And like I say, I was back for Saturday, and I've had a season ticket 26 years now. And I renew regard. I know it's stupid, and people say I must be daft, but I just renew anyway. I don't think I just renew. But I can fully understand people who don't.
Yeah,
it's the occasion, isn't it?
Turning that question on its head, what do you want to go back to, Graham?
I want a full stadium. I want the seats sorted out. I want to see it on the TV with people where they should be, right? I want to see it with the burger stands back in the streets. Okay, have your street food as well. But like your burger stands were part and parcel of 50 years of my football, and now they've gone. I want to see a football team that is committed to the cause and will fight for every single ball, just like they did in the 70s. Every single ball, they would fight for it. Run through a brick wall, not be pretentious, get your headphones off, right? Just because we're in 2022, we've got all this like, clean my keyboard before I touch it, mummy. Oh, come on.
Bill Mead says we've had 18 season tickets in my family for over 35 years.
And how much does that cost?
Now we don't have one. The fans we lost won't be back.
Wow. 18, one family, 18 season tickets. Over how many years, Chris?
35 years that was, yeah.
Crying out loud.
Lilypad says, I've supported Blues for 30 years and loved going to see my beloved Blues, but to be brutally honest, I've lost interest.
Yeah.
Michael Wood says, I don't want to see K2 staff knocking 10 bells out of an idiot in the stand. And not fans fighting. I've lost that one. So not fans fighting with Stewart's and Nick.
Sorry, Chris. To me on Saturday, it felt like a new low, losing to 10 men. You know, playing against 10 men for 80 minutes and losing the game felt like a new it felt like a new low, didn't it?
Yeah,
we haven't done that before. That's like a new low.
It was a disgrace.
What's a disgrace? Yeah, it was.
How many new lows have we got to go through before this changes? Huh?
And also, how many strikers did we have on at one stage?
It was all too little to fight, though.
We had 2 defenders at the end of the game. We had 2 defenders, and that was it.
That's mad.
Yeah, we still couldn't get that ball into.
We still never looked like scoring.
No.
At all.
See, I don't want to rip John Eustace apart on here too much because he's still learning himself. And let's not forget, he's only managed Kidderminster Harriers before. This is a massive step up for him, and people will say when he was assistant at QPR in the Republic of Ireland, but being an assistant is a completely different gig to being the man, isn't it?
You just get the oranges half time. That's it, basically.
We found that out with Pep Clotet as well, didn't we? And God forbid,
God, there's a name I'd love to forget.
And Steve Cottrell as well, obviously, was working with Harry Redknapp, and then he got the job for some reason as well. And you know what I mean? It was just a disaster. But John Eustace, he comes across well. I think he needs to stop talking about the opposition too much in his pre-match interviews. He seems to be talking about them rather than us. And how about what we've got? What have we got? What are we offering to them as a threat rather than what they're going to do to us? What are we going to do to them?
And we have fired up our players all week. We have fired up this team. This team is ready to take on the world. That's exactly how your pre-match interview should be.
I've watched the Arsenal documentary recently, the All or Nothing Arsenal documentary with Mikel Arteta in the dressing room. And the way he fires his plan, and they had a bad run as well. They were bottom of the league this time last year, but they're top now, and I'm not surprised that they are top now because of the way he manages his players. It's all about all that word in their head that he drums into their head is winning. It's just all about winning. It doesn't matter how you win. Just go out there, give it your all, and win the game. And
you know what, Paul? Even if you don't win the game, and we know that you've given your all, we go home satisfied. We don't go home unhappy. We go home disappointed because we didn't win, but we don't go home unhappy. At the moment, I think everybody is going home unhappy.
Yeah. I can accept losing if we give it a good go and we've played. To me personally, I'd rather play bad and win than play well and lose. I'm all about those. It's all about the result of the final whistle up on that scoreboard to me, and it doesn't matter how you get the win. That's the way I've always looked at it.
Paul Mark, Mr. Watto, and Chris, and even me, right. We all make mistakes at work. 100% right that we do. I've made mine, and you've made yours, and you've made yours, and this, that, and the other. But when you work in a team, that team comes round you and says, "I'm picking you up off the floor, sunshine." Yeah, you're part of me. You're part of my fabric. You're part of my family.
Players, Nick. That's not just management. That's the 11 players on the pitch.
I know. That's what I'm talking about, right? But
what hurts.
We're all part of the fabric of this football club, and the fabric of this football club goes past your lifetime. Since you've been in existence, Sunshine, you're 23 years old. This place has been here since 1875.
Yeah. Can I quickly say hello to the people on YouTube? Very sorry, but we just have no one to monitor. But we do know you're there, so keep on commenting.
Yeah.
There's a great comment come through from Lindsay, which is, to me, it's not just about the football on the pitch. However, we have had a much better showing in effort this season, just not on Saturday. I do have to say, what's being done for kids around the ground in the build-up to the game is pretty amazing. And so much for them to do and get involved. So things around the club are changing. For me, on Saturday, one thing that lacked was a group of people on the pitch who actually worked for each other. And Kuna, captain, in one way, great. Because he's proven so far this season that he's
been good.
Great
he has been good.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't think he's captain material.
No,
on Saturday, we lacked somebody that went up to the referee and had a go. Right? We lacked the Wigan team did nothing but time waste. That was clever. because when they got away with it once, they knew they were going to get away with it for the rest of the
game management. It's game management, isn't it?
Yeah. But we had nobody at any point whatsoever whilst that was happening going up to the ref and going, "What are you doing? Why are you not chasing them?"
Right, okay. I just have to interject here. What about Steve Eustace going to the fourth official and saying, "Sort this out"?
Eustace can go up and say to the fourth official as much as he likes, and the messages won't get across until the ref goes to them, which is normally because somebody's done something wrong, getting around the box or half time. The captain's responsibility is to stick up for every player that's on that pitch, and that is football. I am not going to knock. Bakuna was superb, and he put some fantastic effort in the weekend. I will say probably not his best game. He still played well, but he was not captain material. He didn't have that fight.
His delivery was poor though, wasn't it at times?
Yeah.
And the quality
going forwards, terrible.
When we got into certain positions, the delivery and the quality of the end product was poor. As well. On those few occasions that we did get into those positions, and I've never known a goalkeeper not make a save on a team that's got 10 men. I don't know if I've ever seen that before in football. Never mind down the Blues.
No.
There's a lot of people here saying about, listen to Deion Sanderson's interview from the weekend.
Yeah, just saw that.
And, he summed it up. It was a very, very good interview. We can say it as much as we want on here. We can all be football managers. But the one thing that has got to be done is it almost needs fans to get into the dressing room to tell them what it means. We've said it before. It's happened before, right? It almost needs to happen again.
Yeah.
The other thing is it's not helping this dragging on of the sale of the club, which we can't control, but I'm sick and tired of the negativity coming because of that as well. Negativity breeds negativity.
I couldn't agree more. This takeover. I said I was going to have a rant, and I'll start now.
Go on, Alan.
This takeover is a joke. Get your act together. We've all thought, oh, great. This bloke's a Brummie. He's this, he's that, he's that. Get your backside off a seat. Make some noise. Even if you can't make the thing happen because you're being obstructed by certain things, make the noise. Make the people like me know what's happening. And if something is standing in your way, complain about it. Go to the press and say, this person is obstructing us. The AFL are obstructing us. We want to get going and we want to get started. We want to sign 2 or 3 players before that 15. It's about 15 days, isn't it, from now? Before the transfer window. We sold a player. We need to replace him with something as at least as good, cheaper, preferably. Yeah, we don't know the situation. Yes, we're playing Monopoly, and we're selling our hotels and buying sheds.
We're selling Mayfair and buying Old Kent Road, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've said this over the years, Nick, haven't we, as well? That maybe the players should all sit down and probably one Monday night and watch this show.
And I'll tell you what the players should do, Chris. Here you go. Here's a great idea. Mr. Fixer, if you can get this sorted at St Andrews, get all the players in and get us in as well. Right? The players, the manager, the players. You know what? Because they live on this cloud bubble, right? And because they earn so much money, it's like, ooh.
I think it hurts some of them, though, Nick.
I'm sure it does,
really
I'm sure it does.
Some of them.
I'm sure it does. But what they've got to do is go back to their grassroots, right? Me, child, one of 9 grown up in the 1960s. It was damn difficult. It was difficult, right? But to spend your money on Birmingham City Football Club was not only my greatest pleasure as a youngster, I felt it was also my duty.
I think for me, leadership starts from the top, and at the moment there seems to be a lot of uncertainty at the top. you know, and that's why the improvements on the stadium are on hold, and you know, at the moment, like everything's just on pause, and
it's just apathy all over, isn't
it? Something needs to happen soon, otherwise it's going to get worse, isn't it? You know, and we don't want to see it get any worse. I mean, it breaks my heart walking in the stadium, seeing all the seats closed, and you know, you're reading the flues on the seats and everything. It's just embarrassing. You know, so
it was bad enough, Paul, during COVID when they had the faces on the seats, right? And you were thinking to yourself, like, well, this shouldn't be what football's all about. But now the faces have gone, and it's just covered up.
Yeah,
and you go on national TV. You go on national TV, and half of your stadium is covered over because it's not safe.
But
it's
we're not the only.
Sorry, Craig.
People have got half the stadium. Sorry, go on, Paul.
So I'm just going to say, at the moment, this Paul Richardson and Maxi Lopez thing isn't a takeover. You know, it's an investment, and they're only going to, they're going to own 1% of the club with the plan of having the rest of it over the next 2 to 3 years. So, you know, how much control will they have when they actually get, if they ever do get that 21%? You know, they're obviously at every game at the moment. So the signs are good. It looks like it must be happening if they're at every game. I think surely it's going to happen with them being at every game.
Yeah.
But they're going to look a bit daft if it don't happen, isn't it? Aren't they? If they're going to go, you know, they're going to every game at the moment, aren't they? Home and away.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So,
and the ladies' games as well. They're there for that.
Well, Maxie's got, you know, his Instagram's full of his kids at the training ground, wearing the kits, having a kick around at the Blues, you know. So, like you say, Paul, they look daft. They look so stupid if it doesn't happen.
Exactly. So,
you know, guys, what makes me so sad, right, is that we're now 25 minutes into this programme and not one of us have had anything positive to say. That makes me proper sad.
I think we said, Mark, before we came on air, Mark, you and me said, you know, and I'm so glad I was around to see it. You know, we've seen it as probably as good as it's ever going to be. You know, and I feel for our younger fans at the moment who only know us like this.
Yeah,
you know,
we're never going to get to a domestic. Well, very unlikely to ever get to a domestic cup final again.
Well, we've just lost 3 generations of young fans.
Yeah.
Not only through COVID, but with that stadium being shut, right? 3 generations of young, impressionable people have watched the demise of Birmingham City Football Club.
Yeah.
Does it make you... Sorry, Chris. Paul, can I just... you said you've probably seen it as good as it's going to be. Doesn't that period of time, have you experienced that? Does this make this period worse or not as bad?
Worse. Yeah. It's so frustrating because you know what the club can be. You know, that's
what I'm getting at.
I think back to that first season in the Premier League 20 years ago now. Every single game was packed and the atmosphere was awesome. Even when we lost the games, you know, in that league, you know, it was still, you still come away proud. You know, you're proud.
Yeah, just on that, Paul.
Go on, Chris, sorry.
Just on that, Paul. Bill says, how sad we have players who have never played in their own stadium full. It's a disgrace.
Yeah,
I mean, just about.
We have players players like Ivan Sanchez who'd never even played in front of a Blues crowd.
Realistically, and let's all be realistic now, tomorrow, ground opens.
Tomorrow what, mate? Sorry, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, the ground opens. Right? We're not going to sell it out. We're not going to sell it out.
Well, no, because that's what I just said. We've just missed 3 years of youngsters coming through.
I don't think it's just that, Nick. We've got to look at the rest of the teams in our league, right? And I watched the highlights on the TV, and there's multiple teams that have now got stands closed, stands and areas that are shut off.
Yeah, Huddersfield,
we are
Bolton.
not the only people.
I know.
Huddersfield,
I know.
But
they hide theirs.
However, Craig, I'm going to have to answer that. I don't care about Huddersfield. I don't care about Bolton. I don't care about Blackburn. I don't care about anybody else. I care about my football club and my... Look at it. Yeah.
I'm quite surprised that we managed to scrape 10,000 season ticket holders. I thought that was pretty. That's pretty good.
It's a brilliant following, really, considering.
Yeah.
Craig. It's nice though for the
And
fans.
Stoke City have got 17,500 season ticket holders. Stoke City, it's up the road here.
Yeah,
Horrible, filthy, chip-eating place.
Go on, Paul.
The reality is we wouldn't sell out, obviously, at the moment, but at least at least though we'd have the seats there as a choice. At the moment, nobody's got a choice. You know, even if we drew Man City in the FA Cup or something, you know, we wouldn't get any more fans in than what we've got at the moment, really, because we can't, and that's the sad thing.
We can't.
Yeah.
I tell you what we should do: have them all sitting around the sidelines like we did in the 70s. Do you remember?
Yeah, with your rattle.
With your rattle and the old man coming around with his hair on his back. That's the first time I've smiled tonight.
Put another tea bag in your urn, mate. Another tea bag in your urn before you get out.
Okay, look, we've got to move on from this, and we've got to start having a bit of a laugh because that's what the show's all about, always. Sharon's granddaughter has just sent me this. This is about 6 years old. I don't know whether you can see it. Can you see it or not?
No.
Okay. It's in Wetherspoons. It's a love heart out of peas because she doesn't like peas, and then SOTB at the top of it. Rock and roll, kid.
I'll get all sentimental again. It's my 49th wedding anniversary on Wednesday. God bless you, darling. And the only thing I've been longer than married to my wife is a Birmingham City fan.
Sorry about that.
And that's exactly, Alan, how the Tilton Talk Show reacts to your wonderful 49-year-old marriage. And this time next year, mate, you'll be going, 15 bloody years ago.
Go on, Paul.
And I've just wet myself.
Go on, Paul.
Alan, coming back onto your question earlier as well, I want my daughter to see St Andrews like that again. I want my daughter.
I do. I want to see it like as well.
She's 12 in October. She's only ever known us like this.
That's right.
It's
And
close,
I've got 2 grandchildren that age, and they're not interested. I'm pleading with them, but I'm pleading them with them because I know they'll keep saying no.
Yeah.
But when everything's back as it should be, then I'm going to have a real go. I'm quite happy to keep working on them, but in the end of the day, if they said, "Yes, Grandad, we'll come," I think, oh dear,
because it is like a drug. It is like a drug. Once you're in there.
Why is that empty?
Yeah.
Well, it's falling down.
What? Yeah.
How old is it? 20 years old. How old's that one over there? 70 years old.
Why are they fighting up there?
Oh, God.
I took Liv on Saturday, and she's really got the bug about going.
How old is she, Craig?
Liv, she's 10.
10. Lovely. Great age to take your children to football, mate.
She absolutely loves it. Absolutely loves it when she goes down. And the comments and a half as we came out of the grounds, right? We're walking down the Cov Road, she turned around and she went, "Daddy, if I could say that S word that everybody says that's swearing, I would be saying that around that game today."
The what word?
For a 10-year-old to come out of the comments. As she puts it, the S word.
You know what?
For a 10-year-old.
Do you know what the sad indictment of all this is, right? Is that I know that every week we have Villa fans watching this show. I know they got beat against Crystal Palace the weekend, but they must be laughing all the way down the A38.
Lindsay wants to cheer people up, and I think this is a great comment.
I was just going to read that.
Yeah. Not everyone goes home unhappy. It's about the whole day for some. We need to see effort on the pitch, but I can genuinely say that I'm happy generally say I still go home happy despite the score. I might be frustrated if we haven't shown the effort, but the actual football is just a small part of a match day. And and also
it epitomises it really, yeah.
Involvement with it's per
Get it, Craig. It's the meet and greet. It's the quick beer without it's the disabled supporters. Nicholas Wellsbury. Come on, Blues! It's the whole rest of it. Right, look, I've just done that and I'm getting the bug back already.
I said earlier, didn't I, that everything about the day is great until the football kicks off, And that's the way he's probably about 8 times out of 10 at the moment, going to St Andrews. The other 2 times we have the odd moment where we do play well and we do beat somebody like we did against Huddersfield, and trust me to miss it.
Nick, apparently we've got to fine you £10 because you've said the V word twice.
I did. I'll pay it. I ain't got a problem. What charity do you want it to go to?
Chris Browne charity.
Oh no, what, the Chris Browne, like I need to buy a shaver in 16 weeks time charity.
Exactly.
He's starting to look like Captain Birdseye.
During the war. Yes, hang on. I'll do my pirate thing in a bit as well.
Can I just ask another question?
Yeah.
The games played at home last week, right? Now, be honest, right? We've all been around the block a few times. The week before that, you looked at the two fixtures, Watford at home midweek, Wigan at home on Saturday. Which one of those were you looking forward to?
Wigan. I was looking forward to thrashing them.
Well, no, you're not being honest.
Yeah, really,
you knew that the Watford game would be a decent game, win, lose or draw. Yep. We put on a decent show.
Yeah, but like you should be picking up points against Wigan Athletic.
I know, but you also knew that if it was going to be crap, that was the day it was going to be.
Look at him. Swipe across the screen and look at him. Please, I beg you.
Captain Browne.
War, Jim lads. I be getting you war.
I am not going to reference that to a program that we used to watch back in the 70s.
Pugwash.
Look, don't, please do not Google that word.
Anyway, we better move on to the next subject, hadn't we? So obviously recently, the Premier League celebrated 30 years, didn't they, since it began? And I just wanted to throw this out there, really. What are people's favourite moments of us in the Premier League? I think we spent 7 of the last 30 years in the Premier League. So from those 7 seasons that we spent in the Premier League, what are your favourite moments? And who are your top 5? Just put on the comments your top 5 players from that era.
For me, Paul, it was getting there at Norwich in Cardiff and having my kids next to me and sobbing and telling them that Manchester United are going to be playing here, and so are Arsenal, and so are Spurs, and so are Chelsea, so are Everton. All the top teams of the country are going to come to our stadium, and you know what? We are going to relish in it, kid.
And in full stadium.
And we did that 1 year. Ninth. We were 9th in the Premier League.
For me, although we lost the first game at St Andrews against Blackburn, if you remember, it just felt special to me when there were teams.
Special,
all the build up to it, and that, when we first got in the ground, and you just felt so proud, didn't you? It's like, this is Blues, man. We're here. We've arrived.
We're back. Not we're here. We're back, Paul.
Jason Hughes says Enkelman was his favourite player.
Oh, superb. What day's Enkelman Day on? Can somebody tell me?
16th of September.
Next month.
Oi!
Is that right, Alan? Is that right? 16th of September.
It was the 16th, wasn't it? Since we
take your word
them,
for that. I know it was in September. Yeah,
it was definitely September.
20th anniversary.
And I drank 2 bottles of champagne afterwards.
Yeah,
which I'd had in the fridge ready.
Alan. I bet Alan gets out the bathtub and we in the sink. He's up.
He does, yeah. Paul Lilly says beating the Villa 3-0. Best moments undefeated at home in a calendar year. Larson goal against Spurs. Capo debut versus Chelsea are my best memories, says Pete Taylor. Beating the Villa and Stern John goal against them.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
One of my best ones, it's not a game that anybody really probably would think stood out, but it's the 1-0 win over Chelsea.
Yeah.
Though you're getting the goal, but what an atmosphere in that stadium that day. We were up against the best team in the country.
I know we're good.
They were brilliant. Foster was absolutely
he was stunning,
amazing.
He was.
And that was the passion and the pride that everybody cries out for now. That came out that particular day. The 3-0 great, but those are the ones that stand out.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed also as well when we beat Liverpool in the first season. When Clinton Morrison got one, didn't he? And Stephen Clements got the other one off a free kick.
Clements got the other one,
that was a great day when we beating. Just sitting there like pinching myself, watching us beating Liverpool. Thinking, wow,
it's great.
Do Gary's pass to Lazaridis. He never had. It was so perfect. He never had to change step and cross that ball to Morrison.
Seen to Gary that game against Southampton.
Breathtaking.
Just do Gary as a whole, though. Just do Gary as a whole. Oh God! Wow.
The 2 goals against Leeds to win our first game at home, says Michael Woods. Watching
it's just like playing
player.
Brazil. Do you remember singing that? It's just like playing Brazil.
The Southampton game, 3-2. The home win against Arsenal. The Liverpool games at home. I love the chance of who when world famous players were subbed. Oh, that was brilliant. Yeah,
It's okay. You know, when we're playing sort of, I don't know, Kidderminster Sarriers and Joe Bloggs comes up, you go, but like when there's a top player, and we're the only club in the country to do it, a top international player, substitute for XYZ. That must be so demoralising.
Against us, and they you're thinking, you know, that's special,
But in the local derbies as well, obviously beating the Baggies last minute, Horsfield, and them 4-0 with Heskey as well, and you know, and also
the Dion Dublin headbutt
against Wolves as well when Kevin Phillips got a brace, come off the bench and scored 2. Then that was amazing.
That was brilliant.
I always remember being down there when the Baggies stayed up after the Great Escape as well. And
that was incredible.
We're supporting Albion that day. I mean, that is proper.
That's blues. That's blues.
It is.
That's our blues, mate. That's where I want to be again.
Yeah.
This is a bit relevant to what we've been talking about. The win at Wigan, when we beat them 3-2, Chucho. 2 free kicks from
Larson. Yeah.
And that was the first time in 40 years of trying we'd won in Wigan. We'd played them on, I don't know how many grounds we played on them, but that was the first time. And you're thinking, at last, this is over. You know, this bogey is over. And they were in the Premier League then, which we forget. And you know, we won't have to suffer this anymore. Been won again since.
No, exactly. Dave 2003. I was at that game. I went to that one. 2003. Newcastle Blues 1. David Dunn from the rebound.
Yeah, I went to that one as well. Yeah.
I was at that one as well. Yeah,
we were battered. We were battered the whole game, and somehow we did a Wigan, didn't we?
Yeah. Basically.
Lily wants to know who was the Blues player who ran down the pitch and scored the goal against Man City. Anybody remember that?
Eddie Bowler.
Oh, Kenner, wasn't it? Jeff Kenner scored the one.
He scored the goal against Spurs, wasn't it? Yeah. Was it the same?
Oh, he was asking about the
it might be the same
about
game,
the cup game.
Yeah.
I'm obviously out of this conversation. It's to do with memory.
Remember Eddie Bowler against Man City in '98? I think it was.
Yeah, in the cup.
Yeah, that was in the league. No, league. It was a league
game.
We more or less relegated them to League One, hadn't we?
Oh right, yeah. I'm getting because there was another one like that in the FA Cup. He did the same sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It's another player that we had in that. I don't know if this guy would be up for a shout in our underrated 1 to 11, but Pandiane had his moments.
I thought he was good.
Oh, Walter, yeah.
You weren't bad.
He was a good player.
He wasn't brilliant, obviously, because we'd gone from Forsell to him, and obviously Forsell was obviously a hard act to follow when he got injured, but I thought he did all right at times. And he scored against the big teams as well. He scored at Chelsea, scored
Liverpool,
Man United, Liverpool,
Man United at the bar.
Yeah.
I think he scored with virtually his first touch, didn't he?
Yeah,
against Southampton. Yeah,
against Southampton, head out from I've forgotten the name of the winger, the bloke with the ball and chain on his leg. Pennant, what a good player he was.
Jason remembers the Cameron Jerome goal against Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah, I was there that night.
Bill remembers standing in a massive queue all night to get tickets to semi-final and finals. Oh, great days.
But, you're sitting there and you're watching the likes of, that first season, you're watching the likes of Devlin, Granger, Cunningham, Jeff Savage. They're all covering every blade of grass, and most of the times the players that we're playing against, technically are better, but it's all about the fight on the pitch, and it's all about wearing the shirt and wearing the badge and doing us proud, and that's exactly what they did. And we didn't really have any silk in the team until Do Gary came, did we? Really? Obviously, Brian Hughes was the other one that we had who was class as well.
Was class.
But you know,
I remember Manchester United manager saying teams don't like coming here.
No,
that's right.
It was Alex Ferguson. He's written it. He's written it in his book, right? And he was asked. This was the question that was asked: what football ground do you hate going to most of all? And he's been to Galatasaray, and he's been all over, and he went to St Andrews.
Yeah.
And we've had that story many times, haven't we, Chris?
That's true. I've got my favourite player, and I've got the best player I've seen. And my favourite player, ever, and also in the Premier League, was Stan Lazaridis. You know, he's my favourite player I've seen. And I think for me, the best player I've obviously seen, it's got to be Do Gary. It was just immense. For that sort of 5 or 6 months, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, who's playing?
What did we pay for Do Gary, Paul? Do you remember?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Really?
No.
He had a digestive biscuit over with Brucey, didn't he?
And a book of pie.
It was a chocolate one, though. It was a chocolate one.
Seriously, Just went around to his house.
A knob. Oh, God blimey. You lot, I tell you what,
Jason says that Robbie Savage in the first game against the Vile should be played to all current players.
Yeah,
different level of commitment.
Bravery. Yeah, absolutely. Him and stay in the middle were outstanding that night. And you know, Dev down the right as well had a good game.
You know what, Paul? I thought, right, we must catch up with Devs, and get the Robbie Savage walk on the pitch thing sorted out.
Yeah, would be good. That would be good.
I know now he's got his. He's quite busy with Macclesfield Town nowadays.
He's
I think he's struggled to come down, to be honest, because he's going to every Macclesfield match as well.
He is.
All right, do us a favour, kid. Ask Debs if he can nominate somebody else to organise it, if that's the case.
Yeah. I'm on about Robbie Savage, though, not Devlin.
Yeah, no, I'm on right. No, because Debs was listening to the Robbie Savage interview, wasn't he? And he said, "I'll get you back on the pitch." Yeah.
No, we joked about him having we joked about him wrestling again, didn't we?
Yeah.
But I think it was only a joke, though, wasn't it? Really, I don't think he was really going to wrestle him in the middle of the pitch in St Andrews, was it?
Wouldn't surprise me the slightest, mate. Nothing would surprise me.
Fun fact: Walter Pandiani, after he left Blues, scored the winner against Real Madrid. Crazy.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, and here's one. I do remember this when we signed Darren Anderton, and he went and scored the goal against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I remember him looking shocked himself.
Chris Brown, can I ask you a question, Chris?
Of course you can, sir.
Are you gaining more strength now the beard is growing more, like Samson and Delilah?
Definitely.
No, I don't do Delilah. Delilah's up the road here.
And I'm getting a lot more handsome.
Yeah.
Those headphones are getting tighter.
I was going really for a George Clooney look, and it's more. It's going more towards Rolf Harris
and white beard.
More like Rosemary Clooney.
That's the headphones.
What's for men?
Anyway, who's playing squad game this week?
Should we all grow a beard?
I think you should.
I can't.
Why?
Why, Paul?
Why, Paul? I want to know why, man. I need to know why.
Upside down.
I love it.
Anyway, we're doing squad game now. So it's Mark against the chairman, Mr. Watton. So who's got a coin? Anyone got a coin for me, Craig?
Hang on. Go on. Heads or tails, Alan?
Heads.
It's in the bucket. It's in the bucket. Fish it out.
Tails it is. Mark, what do you want to do?
I'll play squad game. Now, Alan can go first.
Oh, thanks.
All right, okay. Go ahead, Paul.
On the clock for me, please.
Can I have a couple of minutes to think before the clock starts?
You can have a 3-second grace.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we're gonna change it up a bit this week. So, Alan, in 30, how many current Championship managers you can name.
On your marks.
What?
Get set. Go.
John Eustace. Morrison at Cardiff. Is it Morris? Yes. Steve Bruce. Who's top of the... Dean Smith.
You're halfway.
10 seconds.
Oh dear, I can't even think of a team now.
8, 7, 6, 5.
No,
4,
gone.
3,
Gone.
2, 1.
Four's not bad though. 4.
Look at Mark relaxing in there in the background. Thinking, I've got this.
I'm dreading this, to be honest.
Mark, as a matter of interest, how
5 or more to be this week's
many
winner,
would you have
Mark.
got?
Hey?
How many would you have gone out of that, Mark?
Probably 19 or so. No, probably under pressure, probably, I don't know, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Right,
yes,
okay, who else you got then, Mark? Quick.
Right then, here we go then. Go on, Paul.
What are we doing?
So, Mark,
Yep.
you could have said Nigel Pearson. You could have said
Pearson, Bruce.
Yeah. Who's Watford's manager? The guy from Forest Green. Forget his name now.
Is it Ian Edwards?
Yeah, that's it. So Edwards, in it. Yeah.
They've all changed this season. I could have got last year's.
Pecking bottoms at
And they buggers, eh?
you got Sunderland's manager as well, who's Alex Neil.
Middlesbrough
guy. Moving on. Mark.
Stokes manager, of course.
Who's that now?
Mr. Chips.
O'Neill, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, Michael O'Neill. Yeah.
O'Neill with Mr. Chips. Oh, dear.
Mark, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I want to name as many championship stadiums as you can, please.
On your marks. Get set. Go.
St Andrews, Hawthorns, Vicarage Road, Riverside, John Smith, Ashton Gate, New York Stadium, Rotherham. Liberty Stadium, Swansea. I said New York Stadium. God.
Time's up.
You could have gone for Cardiff.
How close are you to the Rico there?
Probably a... Oh, yeah.
Next door.
That was... Sorry, Paul, but that was just brutal. That was so quick. Right? Oh, brilliant.
Even though he was on Google, he still managed to get nothing.
So you got 8 anyway, Mark. So you this.
That's good.
Good effort.
This week's winner. Well done, Mark.
Again, I could have named.
Actually, can I just technicality? Actually, it's not called the Rico anymore.
No, it's not.
No, it's Coventry City, isn't it?
CBS Arena or something. Coventry Building Society. Yeah.
Can I do a smug smile?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. No. I think the winner should do a smug smile every week.
That's smug.
Mark,
Mark. Ready? Come on, Mark. You're gonna have to talk first so that I can see your face. You have to say, "Here is my smug smile."
It's my smug smile just for you.
Well done.
So, moving on now to the next subject, which is our underrated 1 to 11. So, last week we got obviously our left-sided centre half, which was Gary Ablett, God bless him, and we've got Jerry Gilroy back and Colin Doyle in goal so far. So, this week.
Did I mishear you, Paul? Sorry. Did I mishear you? Because I thought for a moment that I should be in that team, in the under-80s team.
No.
Me and Chris Browne, we should be there. And Watto.
Underrated.
Only just qualified.
Oh, God.
Go on, Paul.
This week, I'd like our viewers to vote for our most underrated left-back, please.
Can I get the ball rolling?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Can I start with...
Don't say Tyler Blackett.
No. I'd go with Gary Cooper. I thought he was brilliant under Barry Fry. He played nearly every game.
Gary
Looked like
Cooper,
Ali Campbell, didn't he, out of UB40?
He did, yeah.
What was his name, kid?
Gary Cooper.
Terry's son.
Yeah.
It was Terry's son.
No,
That was Mark.
No?
It was another Barney.
Oh, Mark, that was Mark.
That's all right, Chris. We only got it wrong.
Yeah, no, I got it wrong as well.
He did look at Ali Campbell. He had a good goal ratio. He scored 1 in 10.
1 in 10. Oh. He went to get his food, and there's a rat in the kitchen. What am I going to do?
I tell you, a left back who wasn't really underrated, but he's never talked about in the same breath as the Grangers and the Mark Dennis's, and that's Julian Dix. Julian Dix was
proper hard player.
That's right. He was as good as both of those two, but never quite got the same credit. I mean, and we sold him for a lot of money, and he did well. He went to Liverpool, didn't he, and West Ham and whatever. But people my age don't refer to him quite often. It's always Mark Dennis and Stuart Granger. He was not given the credit. He was a lot better than a lot of people, but he wasn't given the credit as how good he was. If you follow my meaning.
Where did we get him from, Alan?
What about Simon Charles?
Sorry, where did we get him from?
Yeah. He was in my my all time. Never cost a penny. He was going to the ranks.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Where did we get it from?
From here. He was a
He was from the academy, wasn't he? Schoolboy. Yeah.
It came from the Blues Academy, did it? Oh, right. Okay. I didn't realise that. Nice one. Thank you.
We've had a few left backs that did bits for. I mean, David Burrows, Simon Charlton, Jonathan Grounds has played over 200 odd games for us, didn't he? And I'm not saying he was the best left back in the world, but he did a job for us.
Paul, he was never as bad as people made out. To be fair, he got slated quite a bit, and I think it's a bit unfair because
Stephen Gill, Jamie Clapham. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
David Murphy was a good service.
David Murphy, yeah, brilliant.
But underrated, I don't know. I think he was a class act.
I was going to say, I think he got the credit he deserved, didn't he? Murphy?
I think he was a class act.
Shooting that season is fantastic. What about Frank Quadru?
Yeah, it's another good shout. Yeah, he don't get applauded as much, do they?
No. And he was quality the season we went up in the Championship. And I think he played centre back as well quite a bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Simon Charlton's a good shout. Yeah. That is a good shout.
I'll give you a golden oldie, Gary Pendry.
Hey!
Yeah, underrated.
No. He had his detractors.
Yeah.
But, you don't play 300 games for us if you can't play, can you?
Alan,
what would you give for Gary Pendry now?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Alan, you look a bit like Gary Pendry now.
Really?
You do, yeah. He does. He looks just like you.
Can you imagine a 19-year-old Gary Pendry with all the sports science and the nutrition and oh my God, he would just be a fierce animal. He would be a fierce animal.
Yeah.
Did John Frayne get the
Johnny Frayne?
John Frayne, yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Local lad.
He wasn't underrated though, was he? I think he did get the plaudits that he.
No, he was underrated, Paul. Do you know why? Because he predominantly stayed at Birmingham City Football Club, and we weren't that good at that junction, right? But he was one hell of a player.
Yeah, he was. Mr. Steady with every game, he'd get at least 7 out of 10.
It was only about this big, wasn't he? And then he
very big. Yeah.
just run down that wing and he'd be on it, mate. Johnny Frayne.
I think David Murphy's edging it at the moment, isn't he, Craig, on the comments?
He is in.
Yeah.
On the comments, yeah.
But I don't think, like Chris said, I don't think he's underrated. I think
I don't think so. I think he was a class act.
People, he was class.
Sorry, Mark, who are we talking about, God?
David Murphy.
David Murphy, yeah. Murphy was superb.
I think Clapham's a good shout. He doesn't really get mentioned much.
No, he doesn't. No. I think that is the best shout of the shout box.
Jason Hughes has said Simon. I've mentioned Simon. Simon Charlton was. I'll never forget him when we beat Stoke away 7-0. On that day, he was brilliant, getting forward and getting the ball. I think he got a couple of assists, didn't he, that day as well? And he was steady for us at left back that season, wasn't he? And because Granger was playing in midfield more so that season, wasn't he?
Friend of the show, Kevin Ashley.
Kevin Ashley
as well.
Yeah. He was right. He was right back there.
Yeah. With Granger, does anybody remember? I think we were playing Stockport County, and it was in front of the Gilmerick stand, and Granger went in for this tackle, and it snapped this lad's leg, and I heard it in the Tilton, and I thought, oh my God. I actually wrote to that footballer and wished him well.
Don Kavanagh has said that Gary Pendry's brother used to be his dentist, and he went in as hard as Gary did on the pitch. Note to everybody, don't go there.
I think we need to crown him. Whoa!
Oh dear. For those who just
Chris, he was only filling in for his brother.
Same old drill every week. For those who've just tuned in, we're just looking for the most underrated left back.
Yeah. So what people are thinking about that, Craig? You wanted to talk about the Football Content Awards, didn't you, mate?
Yeah. So
yes, we do.
You know, thank you to everybody so far who has voted for us. We are this year looking to run in 2 categories for the Football Content Awards. The first one is the best podcast across the Football League, and the second one is best in social content. So if you haven't done so already, a vote would be appreciated, and I will post some details on our social pages with the information. But you can vote on Twitter just by posting a particular comment.
It's very easy.
Go to Instagram and select the link, or you can go to their website and put in the details there. And we've got we're open for the next couple of weeks for votes, so we will continue to mention those. But it's time for Tilton Talk to be recognised, and this is our opportunity.
I just hope, Craig. Yeah. I just hope that Razor Ruddock is not at the presentation awards.
As Lindsay has mentioned, it's pretty simple as well to vote on all 3 platforms.
So can one person vote on 3 platforms?
Yes, they can. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Got it.
Very easy to do.
I've got a look about. Sorry, Craig. Go on, mate.
I was just going to say, I've been back through, whilst we've been talking, the votes. We are actually neck and neck between Charlton at the moment.
Who?
And Murphy.
Right.
Oh, not them lot.
Throw another one.
Who?
I'm going to throw another one in the mix, and I don't know if he was underrated, but what about Liam Ridgewell?
Yeah.
Underrated?
Nowhere near. No way underrated. He was just top quality.
Left back, he was fantastic, I thought.
Yeah.
Harry, you'll remember this guy, Alan, Harry Roberts.
Oh yeah, Harry Roberts. Yeah.
Isn't that the one we bought? The Blues fans bought.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, wonderful commentator on Sky. What's his name? The ex-Wolverhampton came on as sub and broke his leg. Yeah. He literally ran on the field, flagged on, went into a tackle with Harry Roberts, and Harry Roberts carried off. And I can't think of his name. What's the commentator on Sky?
Mr. Badman.
Goodman, yeah.
His proper name.
Yeah. Don Goodman.
Was he left back, was he, Harry Roberts? I thought he was midfield, but before...
No, well, he played right back and left back.
Did it?
Yeah. As I've said to a few people, going back to the Content Awards, it would be nice to have something associated with BCFC, win something. So there's your incentive.
And do you know what, Chris? Like, if we went down to those awards then in Alexander Palace, yeah, and we pretty much came. Listen to this, people. We came behind Arsenal, Celtic,
yeah.
And was it Liverpool?
Oh, it's the top guys, yeah. We were,
right.
we were in the top 10. We were pretty proud. Yeah.
No, we were fourth. We were fourth, right? Yeah. And we are just our little Birmingham City. Our little old Birmingham City. Now, we would love it. Do you know what I'd love? If 20,000 of you out there came down to the awards with us, right? And all joined in the fact that Birmingham City are a club that's not just a football club, it's a family, right? And we look after our disabled supporters, and when we got problems or issues, we sort them out, we help sort people out. And it's just much, much more than this show, right? It's so much more than this show. And I'm not relating this show to that football club. I'm relating this show to the people that are associated with this show, right? And there are some amazingly wonderful people out there.
Oh, there are.
Who work with us, alongside us. They message us and they've got a problem. You know what? Boom.
It's a big team, big family. Absolutely. Craig's just put the link up, so if you're on Facebook, you should be able to see this. If not, if you listen to it on Catch Up, we'll put it out on the end.
It is so easy, Chris, for Celtic, Arsenal, and Liverpool to have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hits on that. But you know what? When we came fourth,
top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nearly fourth.
Yeah, but you've always told me fourth.
I've never told you anything.
There's no way. You've lied to me, mate. You would never have been my best man if I'd have known that.
Those drugs aren't working, are they, at all?
Okay. We've got a minute and a half to go to the last 15 minutes, but I'm not going to tell you what it is for another minute and a half. So
No. David Murphy's got another vote. So,
yeah,
pretty popular, isn't he?
I think he'd get my vote as well, to be honest. I thought Simon Charlton was good. I like watching him as well. But I think, but I don't know. I think I agree with you, though, as well. Was he underrated?
I know, yeah. Well, our listeners seem to think he was, so we have to go with what they...
I just, Paul, remember Ben Gordon. I do indeed. Yeah, I remember him modelling in that pink shirt.
Sorry, Paul, who?
Ben Gordon. He was on loan from and we signed him, and he had that pink shirt on, didn't he? The away shirt.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't think he did.
There's a new competition on the go as well. So people, if you want to vote using our shape box, but who has the best white beard? Is it Chris or is it the chairman?
Mine's actually quite white.
I'm going Captain Birdseye without a doubt, because the chairman, he's had a bit of a shave this week by the look of it, and took the sides up a little bit. So I am going Captain Birdseye.
Hang on, I can do my. I'll do my.
I can't grow it down the side. It goes all.
What were you doing then, Chris?
That's Milk and Albert.
Clean it up.
Albert, yeah.
We've got to do predictions for Sunday, Rotherham away.
Yep. And we've had another vote for Ridgewell as well on YouTube from Toby Tobias.
2 more for Murphy.
Fair enough.
So Murphy's in the lead at this present moment.
Oh, you've gone all muffly, Craig.
Sounded even more like you actually sounded like Clarkson then as well, Craig.
Leave him alone. He's trying to grow a beard. Right, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, we are now officially to the last 15 minutes of the show. And it's going to be anything to do with a barbershop or a hairdresser's. Barbershop and hairdressers and football. Barbershop, hairdressers, ladies, gents, we don't care. We don't mind. Off you go.
So it's barbershops, hairdressers, anything to do with hair, basically.
I'll start off with Dealey had a bowl cut.
Oh!
What about Nicola Wiggett?
You
Nicola
are?
Wiggett.
Oh, good
Big
God.
Oh,
I'm going Keith Combs. Keith Combs is my one.
some good ones here. Peter Beardsley.
Oh, Beard Small.
Razor Ruddock. Oh, dear.
Oi, oi.
Nikki Buttplug. Oh, she's done it again.
You can't say that.
I thought we were supposed to keep this clean.
Short back and handy sides. Very clever.
Who did it? I love it.
That's very clever.
Who did it?
That's from Mark Brooks. Well done, Mark.
That's got my vote now.
How about Crew Cut Alexander?
Oh, my God.
Good, very good. Jerry Gell.
What about Parting Granger?
Parting Granger. Like it, yeah.
That's a good one. What about Shave? Shave Adams.
Shave Adams. Stop it, Mark. You're not involved. But it was damn good. Shave Adams.
Well, goalkeeper, weren't they called Phil Barber?
Yes, we had a barber, yeah, from Southend.
There you go.
Gary Baldy.
So let's go round the room, then I'll go 1-1 on Saturday at Rotherham away.
I'm going to go for. We always tend to do well up there, so I'm going to go for 2-1 Blues.
I'm going 3-0. 3-0. We're going to win 3-0, right? And I hope that the players have listened to the show tonight, known our frustrations, and understood how we feel as fans, right? And they're going to go up there and rip them a new one.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'll be my first away this season.
Okay.
So look forward to
Go
it.
on, Alan. Your prediction, Alan?
Well, I'm going to assume that we're going to have some new faces in that team on Saturday.
Do you think?
And we're going to nick a 1-0.
Right, Alan, are you talking about new faces as in new signings, or new faces as in those that were on the bench?
I want the ones on the bench to disappear. I want some new faces from outside.
You're harsh, mate.
Can I ask a theoretical question?
Oh, hang on.
Okay, so Lyle Taylor's available from Forest. Would you swap Taylor for Juki?
Yes.
At the moment,
No.
You wouldn't.
I think I would. Yeah,
I'm torn.
If we're going to keep playing 3-5-2, yes. If we're going to 4-4-2, no.
I think impact-wise, yes.
I think I would, to be fair.
Jukovic is so good in a 4-4-2. It's unbelievable. When you
that's it, Paul. You've got it. You've nailed it, mate.
Yeah, but when you
and we've got the bloke to do it, but
in this formation, Lyle Taylor's the better option.
I just think.
Yeah, I agree.
He will clash. That's my only, my worry. Deeney has been very, very, very outspoken about Lyle Taylor. But I tell you, he's saying outspoken, but he made some fair points. They both scored equal amount of goals. So why did it make, in the fans' view, why did Lyle Taylor stand out more than Deeney? I just don't think it would work.
No idea. I've got another one. Here we go. Shave given.
Again, I'm at the loop up down here. What's the friction between Deeney and Taylor then?
There was just a bit of beef between them, I think, because he was very outspoken, and people kept saying at the end of the season, Lyle Taylor's done more than Deeney since he's been in the club, etc., etc. But actually, they were equal.
Why would they say that Taylor did nothing? I mean, goodness me. He scored his first bloody kick, didn't he? Okay, I understand that.
Good ones coming in here. David Platt.
Yeah, some good. I quite like.
Sorry,
this
Paul.
one as well.
It didn't make me wet myself, mate. Honestly.
Comb over, Femi Martins.
Who was that from, Chris?
The comb over was from Pete Taylor.
Gary Punk.
Karen Braid.
Who did that one? I want
That's
names.
from Lindsay Marie. Mark Brooks says Ian Brush. Dom Kavanagh.
You know what? That's actually quite funny.
It is clever.
That's actually quite funny.
It is clever. Dom Kavanagh says John O'Hairdresser.
Kenny Sideburns.
Kenny Sideburns.
Harry Maguire from Nigel Mansell.
Oh, come on. Come on. Who did it? That's brilliant, mate. Who did it?
Nigel Mann.
Nigel.
Jason McDonald says Lee blow dry.
Oh,
Lee blow dry.
Love it.
Wax Collie.
Wax Colin.
And Lorraine Python O'Brien says, "Hi guys."
Hi, Lorraine.
Hi, Lorraine. No, hang on. No, Chris is. Hello, Lorraine.
Hello, Lorraine.
Oh, God.
What about Steve Moose?
Steve who?
Moose.
No, Bruce. Steve Bruce.
Okay. Guy Milton.
Have we had Keith Curl yet?
Keith Curl, yeah.
Have we had Keith Curl?
Oh, Keith Curl.
I think Jason Hughes may do it with Czech hair dye.
Oh,
yeah, that's clever.
Yes.
Very clever. Very clever.
Checker dye.
Sean Goatee.
I like that one.
This is a good one as well. Something for the weekend, Rick.
What?
Right, okay, that's got
Yeah,
right
no,
out of my head.
I have no idea what it's on about, but it just sounds good. Frank Quiff Drew. Rudy Mullet. Trev. This is a good one as well. Trevor Francis.
Sean Goatie's a good one, isn't it? Sean Goatee.
It is a good one, yeah.
What about L'Oreal Madrid?
Yeah, I'll get that.
Sorry, you're the only one that laughed there, Paul. I'm sorry about that.
No,
L'Oreal, isn't it? L'Oreal.
I know, I get it.
It'll come to me.
Still lost.
No, I'm
Madrid are a team in Spain, you see. L'Oreal Madrid. You get it?
No.
Eventually. Once I'd written it down.
What's that got to do with haircuts?
L'Oreal. Hair cream.
Ober Permy Martins.
What was that one?
Ober Permy Martins.
Yeah.
Wesley Moustache. And Mike says that was really actually quite clever, Mark Adams.
Because there's a team in Spain called Madrid and L'Oreal Madrid.
I like Lindsay's Waxy Lopez.
Waxy Lopez, yeah.
Can you think how long it's been since I used
Waxy Lopez. I've actually wet myself. Oh my god!
I quite like this one.
Chris.
Hang on, listen. Shampoo and set piece.
Didn't get it.
Set
Andrea Shaving, he's very good as well. I like that as well.
Yeah, that's a good one, yeah. Cut is Davies. Paul Brush, wax arounds. We've had that one. There we go. We've caught up.
Some good ones, though.
There are some good ones this week. Very good ones.
I just appreciate the ladies from yesterday. I know it was 0-0, but first game of the season up against a team nobody heard of, but they really showed their stuff yesterday and were very lucky, and especially in the second half, lots of opportunities. But sounds the men couldn't score.
I generally wish, Craig, that I lived a lot closer, right? Because I would be there, no matter what. You know, it's like 45, 50 quid worth of petrol from here to there and back.
Nick, I've got a little cleaning job for you. You can do it.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll get Sharon on it, mate.
It's a nice little round trip, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Watch out for Stephen Gill's write-up. Actually, should be posted either later today or tomorrow on the game.
Okay. Oh, we need to congratulate Alan on his last blog as well. Got a lot of views.
Really
Fantastic.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Oh, well, I think it was well over 1,500 views on your last blog, which is pretty fair.
The one I just did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Problem was, though, Alan, is that I was really, really drunk and I just kept pressing the button.
Yeah. So if you haven't looked at it, please go onto our webpage, tiltontalk.com, and have a look at that post and others.
Obviously, Lewis is local to me. It's only just down the road here, and they are famous that they pay their women players and their men players exactly the same.
£3.60.
Well, they never say how much, but the men are they're in the Isthmian League Premier.
Are they? Okay.
One off the Conference South, and obviously the women. I've been to Lewis's ground. It's called the come to me in a minute. The dustpan. There you are. You know all about it.
Okay. Fantastic.
And all of the men players are married to all of the women players, so they all earn double the money.
Ray Hobro and Jason Hughes. Gerd Colour instead of Gerd Muller. And Nobby Stylist.
Nobby Stylist.
And another one from Jason Hughes. Alberto Tarantino.
Oh dear.
I like
that. And nobody's mentioned Malcolm Beard now.
No, most obvious one, isn't it?
It should have been Malcolm Beard trim.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dom Kavanagh, for your kind remarks. Says a good programme. Needed a bit of a humour after last Saturday.
Yeah, but Dom, we're sorry that we can't bring you more humour. And like the first 40 minutes of the whole show was doom and gloom, and it's sad that we are in that position as Birmingham City fans. It is sad. that we are talking about 5 at the back and Wigan beating us with 10 men. It is sad, but I appreciate you joining us.
Can I say one more? Can I say one more, Barbara? Trim Smith.
Here's one from Lindsay, her favourite player.
Sorry, Chris, I actually do like that. I'm not giving the prize of nothing, but I do like that one.
Here's one from Lindsay. Lee Damp hair. Lee Damp.
In the middle of our goal.
I'll just say, could you imagine us all coming on here like the Monday night after winning the League Cup? Can you imagine if we could go back and do that Monday night after?
Yeah,
imagine that.
Would be
right,
good, yeah.
Paul. I am sorry to really disappoint you now. Right, we are going to do that next February. Right? We're all going to join in the studio, and we will play the whole game if we're allowed to through copyright. Are we, Chris?
No.
Yeah, we will not play the whole game.
We're not.
I tell you what we will do. Right, we will play the game on a screen. And we will have 5 minutes each commentating on that game, right? Every single one of us in the studio, and then we will do that.
Just before Nick signs us out, I have to say thank you for your hospitality on Saturday, Excessi Blues, and the guys at Impact. Thank you very much. I enjoyed myself very much.
Just the most wonderful people. Absolutely love it, each and every single one of them. And the work they do.
Nick's going to say goodbye. Oh, fantastic. And Nick's going to say goodbye now, and I'm probably going to have to cut him off halfway through like I did last week.
Goodbye now. This has been a Talk Show. Good night, all.
Good night, all.
Oh, man. You know what? If we weren't mad, we wouldn't be human, would we?
Nah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. You've been listening to your Tilton Talk Show.